the hell is going on, Americans? Jericho Green here with you once again, fresh off my weekend. So if it's Wednesday to you, it is Monday to me. Ooh. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Tabitha. She was very generous with her PayPal donation, $100, a C note. I appreciate that, Tabitha. I appreciate every penny. People work hard for their damn money, and to give some to me for talking into this device never ceases to amaze me. Thank you. So, Trump and his damn Twitter account, huh? So the other day, Trump tweets out, starting next week, we are going to be deporting millions of people. All you people who came here illegally, we're coming for you. So, of course, here we go. Trump and his outrageous claims. He said this before and it didn't really happen. And they're saying that ICE is all confused, like, oh, we didn't know he was going to say that. And these kinds of operations take months to prepare. And we have to gather intelligence and logistics, and we have to organize the flights for these people to go back to their home countries, blah, blah, and blah. Now, I don't know Trump's reasoning for this other than doing what he's been doing and keeping in direct contact with the American people through Twitter, because he can't trust the media to do it. He can't trust the mainstream mediocres, so he has to communicate with us himself directly. It could be the long game. He could have something bigger planned. He could have done this to set up something else. He's done that in the past when he said something about the latest attacks in Sweden. People were saying, well, there were no attacks in Sweden, and here's the statistics, blah, blah, blah. He got people talking about terrorism. So it could be something like that. I doubt that he was just, here's my Twitter, let me give out all the personal information, and that's what these clowns want you to think. He's some bumbling idiot with a phone, just telling all the fucking government's business, telling everybody what ICE is going to do. I don't believe that. I believe there is a deeper motive. I believe he's setting something up. He's, 1-2 steps ahead. But let's take worst case scenario. Let's say he was just loose with his Twitter lips and he said something he shouldn't have. I think I'm going to have to file that under, I don't give a fuck. Get him out of here. I don't care. Get him out. Now, the reason they didn't do this before, the reason he had to get a new head of ICE is because they were afraid to do this because of the public backlash and how bad how bad it would look, people taking parents away from their kids, people getting arrested and leaving their kids behind, and more separating children, and blah, blah, blah. And where the fuck did your heart come from? Because you didn't care before. You don't care about American children who are separated from their parents daily. You're not worried about the 2 million plus kids who are separated from their family, from their parents every year, because you don't have to be a lawyer to know if you commit a crime, you're going to jail, whether you have a family or not, whether you have children or not, whether you have a dog that needs to go out and go poo-poo and there's nobody to take them, or you have fish that need to be fed, or whatever. The point is, it doesn't matter. If you get in trouble and commit a crime, you're going to jail. So why do they not give a shit about American kids, but all of a sudden when some illegal comes here, illegally, which is why we call them illegals, when they break the law, oh my goodness, how could you? How could you separate that poor little child from this person who may or may not be their parent? Chances are it's a fucking coyote who basically rented the kid to get up here. Why are their families more important than our families? That's what I don't understand. And everybody's saying Trump is so bad for doing this. Obama did it. And that's another thing they're saying. Well, this is way too far-fetched. This can't happen. Obama, he deported more people in his presidency than 8 years of Bush, and he deported over 1.6 million people over a 3-year span. There's no way Trump can do that. Hold on a second. Find your brakes and pump them. Because Obama's numbers were a little inflated. The reason he deported so many people is because they counted turning people away at the border as a deportation. They basically came to our door, we said no, and they counted that as a deportation. A lot of those people weren't actually rounded up, their doors weren't kicked in, they weren't snatched from their family. A lot of them were just turned away at the border. You know, they call Obama the deporter in chief. That's not true. How can that be true? But at the same time, you have this catch and release policy where after 3 weeks, we have to release them into the fucking interior of the United States, basically giving them citizenship. Because guess what, people? I know this is real. I hope you're sitting down. More than 87% of those people don't show up for their court date. I know. Criminals not abiding by the honor system. Fucking crazy, right? So almost 90% of those people don't come back. All right, check this out, man. We're going to release you into America, but in 2 months, make sure you're here at 8:30 a.m. so we could possibly send you back home. Who the fuck is going to do that? Apparently about 13% of those dummies. But the overwhelming majority never come back. We never see them again. Good luck finding them and deporting them back to their country. And flights to their home country? What? No, fool. We're dumping you on the other side of the border. Get the fuck out of here. But I think with Mexico's help, because they're supposed to be taking these people who are waiting for asylum, these unfortunate little families being torn apart by this evil orange monster, they're supposed to be holding them on their side of the border till their cases are processed. So this is going to help. It's also a deterrent. It's letting people know we're not fucking around anymore. We're coming to get you. And of course, the mainstream mediocres are going to tell you that he's targeting families. They're just going to go through these fucking communities and start ripping families apart. Actually, there's over 1 million people, I think 1.5 million people, who have final deportation orders. That's who we're starting with. We're starting with the worst of the worst. The people who have been told time and time again, you need to get up out of here, and they haven't. We're coming for them first. And if you happen to have a family, if you came here and dropped some kids, we're coming for you anyway. Why are we not targeting the parents who put their children in this situation? You knew you were breaking the law when you came here and had those damn babies. You had them so you could stay here. Don't bullshit me. You had those babies here so you could stay. Well, that shit ain't working. You gotta go. It's summertime. Here's a little summertime analogy for you. If you're camping and you left a bag of Funyuns on the floor of your car and you wake up and a bear has broken into your car and fucked your interior up, whose fault is it? Is it the bear's fault for being a bear, or is it your dumbass fault for leaving food in there? When there's signs everywhere that tell you, lock up your food. They have bear boxes for you to put them in so the bears can't get in there. But you didn't do that. You left them on the floor of your car. So whose fault is it? You committed the crime. You came here illegally. You put yourself on ICE's radar. So I.C.E.I.C.E baby is going to come and get you. It's not ICE's fault. It's your fault. You should have got your ass in line. You should have stood behind the velvet rope so you can get into Club USA. I know, you're standing outside. All you hear is every time they open the door for somebody to come out. Man, what's going on in there? We got beautiful women, food. I want to go. Sounds good in there, don't it? Get your ass in line and you could be a part of it. You didn't want to do that. You decided to go around and sneak in the back door through the kitchen. Well, now we caught up to your ass and you're in trouble. Take your licks, take your punishment, get your ass up out of here and get in line. What's so hard? Every other country does that. You don't hear them talking shit about Hungary, who put up a fence to keep all them damn Muslim immigrants from coming up in there. So what's the problem? Why is America held to a different standard? You want to come here and drain our resources and our way of life, but on the other hand, you want to talk shit and talk about how bad we are and how racist we are. Well, then don't fucking come here. And of course, you got Pelosi, that winged demon. She's saying Trump's threats are only striking fear in our communities. That's her real voice. That's her demon voice, not what you hear on TV. When she gets home and takes off her human skin suit, that's what that bitch sounds like. Striking fear? Fear to who? Fear to those people with final deportation orders? I would hope so. They should be scared. I remember Bush started this living in the shadows bullshit. Who's living in the shadows illegally in America? There's nobody looking for you. What are you hiding for? No reason to hide. If your eyeballs work, you can find where the illegals are. You're not hiding in the shadows. Bullshit. Fucking globalist idiot. But I hope Trump's right. Whether he's giving out information or not, I don't know what the end game is. I don't really care. Get him up out of here. And they compared him to Libby Schaaf, the mayor of Oakland, with your out-of-control murder rate and your underperforming schools. But anyway, they tried to say, well, he did the same thing she did when she alerted illegals to ICE's raids. That's not what Trump's doing. He's pretty much telling you what the policy is going to be, but he's not giving a heads up to illegals. Hey, we're coming to get you guys. Make sure you're not there. Get the fuck out of here. That's not the same thing. Libby Schaaf is a liberal turd. And her only focus is flipping the bird to Trump. TDS. Trump Derangement Syndrome. It is terminal, it is real, and it is widespread. And speaking of the families being separated at the border, your girl, Ocasio-Cortez, her womb is so polluted. She got my fucking baby, man. That fucking dummy. She's talking about concentration camps. She was saying that the administration is engaging in concentration camps. So this Jewish, I believe she was a politician. She hits her up. She says, do us a favor, do, a little research and know what you're talking about before you say things like that. So Loco Cortez, she comes back and says, well, a concentration camp is holding civilians without trial. What do you think they're doing to these families at the border? What's your definition of a concentration camp? Bitch, you're saying, you're equating, because, also, that politician was saying, that's very anti-Semitic. You can't equate this to the concentration camps that the Jews were in. You're going to sit there and compare the conditions that these people are in to concentration camps? You need to make an appointment to talk to a POW. You need to make an appointment to sit down and talk with an old Jew. They will tell you what a concentration camp is. Please show me the pictures of these emaciated illegals at the border. Please. I want to see rib cages. I want to see protruding collarbones. I want to see gaunt faces. You don't see that. These people are gaining weight. Was there entertainment in these concentration camps? Was there medical care? Was there media attention on these concentration camps? But there's no surprise there because they're comparing Trump to Hitler, have been. What kind of stupid shit is that? Just the fact, that's the irony. You fools are talking all this shit about Trump, saying he's a Nazi and he's Hitler, when if that was true, you wouldn't be able to say that shit. An unmarked van would pull up at your house, you would get a burlap sack over your fucking head, never to be heard from again. That doesn't happen. That is stupid, and that is ridiculous and exaggerated. Concentration camps? Come on, man. You ask one of those people who survived a concentration camp or a prison camp, they'd be like, shit, son, put me in with the illegals. You got clean clothes, clean bedding, entertainment, shelter, too much food. Please, I want to be in that concentration camp. Concentrate my ass. Fucking idiots. Anyway, we'll see what happens with these raids. I hope they happen. I hope they happen often. And why not do them, Trump? You're already being dragged through the fucking mud. You might as well do something good for us while you're getting dragged. And he has been. So ICE, ICE, baby, get your raiding shoes on and get to work. People, you know where I'm headed? Into this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. And if you order before the 26th, you can get it in time for the 4th of July. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.